All right, that's good. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, let's see what we got. Turn some of this stuff off. This white box here, this is just London session. Kind of like how we do our New York session box, that blue one, like right here. So we'll just ignore that for now. We might we might use like London's high or London's low. Probably London's high for a rejection, but let's go ahead and do what we do every day with the levels. I'm gonna go to Heikin candles because it looks better. Draw my levels up from there. Let's do this. Hold on, can y'all see the screen before I go any farther? I didn't even check to see if y'all can see. Can y'all see the screen and can y'all hear what I'm saying? Okay. All right, good. All right, get our lowest point from yesterday. Right about here. Get our highest point. All right, here. Oh, let me change the colors so I know. Change that to yellow. Change that to yellow. And then we'll get the previous day. Not this, like I said, this white box is London session. So we'll ignore that one. Could take this off. It's the level I forgot to delete. Something else I forgot to delete here. Get rid of that. So right here. We'll draw that bottom. Excuse me. Let me get rid of this level I forgot to delete. And then we'll get this high. So this candle right here, that kind of looks like the highest point, but it's not inside New York session. So this red one right here with the double wicks, the doji candle right here, that that wouldn't count as the highest point. We want the one within that New York session. So it would be this green one here. That's the highest. So you gotta be careful with stuff like that. You might see something that looks like this, and it's close to your session, but it's not exactly in there. You always want to get within New York session or London session, whichever one you're trading. So just be aware of that right there. Okay. All right, let's go to the current price. Mm, trying to figure out if I want to use any of these London like high or low for like targets. Because Mondays and Tuesdays, that's usually when it likes to sweep like London's high and then try to take out the low. We'll leave that alone. We'll turn this off. All right, let's turn on Market Pulse. Let's look at 4 hour. See what we got. All right, so we got to break a structure here that we didn't tap into with the body yet. Right here, we just got the wick tapping into it. So this could still be valid. So we'll draw that up. Unless like the 1 hour or something, the body tapped into it there. And I got a lot of zones that I didn't take off yet. What? Hold on. Let me get rid of some of these, like this box here. I didn't notice until I started zooming out. So let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this blue line here. Let me get rid of this box here. That line. We might end up using those, but I don't know because I'm starting fresh. So I want to have like a clear, like fresh set of eyes for today's price action. So I have to get rid of some of these levels I didn't get rid of previously. So let me go back and see which ones we're actually using and not using. So we're using this line, and this one and this one. So we don't need this for now. Get rid of that. Don't need this. Don't need this one. There, that looks better. All right, where was I? Oh, 4 hour. Okay, see where we are with that. We're, okay, 4 hour breaker structure. Okay, so the 4 hour haven't tapped into it yet. Right here, like just the wick of it. That's mainly just liquidity there. So Notice how like the body haven't tapped into it yet, so it's still kind of valid right here until the body taps into it. That's when it starts to become weaker. So what we'll do is we'll leave that up there. This blue line here, this is a 4-hour breaker structure. We'll use this 4-hour order block. So we'll draw a rectangle across that one here. All right, that looks good. I'll get rid of this box here. I don't remember what zone this was, but it's something to note. These ones I'll leave up because these are like really strong areas once the price returns to this around here. So I'm gonna just leave this alone for now. Probably gonna keep that up there like for a few more weeks. That I think that's where we had like that 1500 point move. So that's a super strong area. So I'm gonna leave that up there. Okay, so the 1 hour is tapping into the 4-hour breaker structure. So if price were to like pull back on like this 1 hour or like any smaller time frame and start to close below this area, it's more than likely gonna sell off and retest like this breaker structure here, the most recent one that was left from the bearish side. Because if you look here, it's selling off and then left a breaker structure. Came back. If it rejects here, this will be the first area that it targets. And if it breaks through there, it's going to target this. So we'll go ahead and draw this 1 hour. Let's turn this white. Okay, that might be all the higher time frame zones that we need. Let's look at the half hour. Yeah, so look at this right here. Excuse me. So that 1 hour break of structure is inside this half hour bullish order block. So if price like starts to reject here, it will come back here, retest this 1 hour break of structure plus this 30-minute order block, which is bullish. So if it bounces outside of here, like start to reject here, then it's more than likely going to start to retrace way back up here because this is all bullish from the half hour up to the 1 hour. So we're going to see if we could get like smaller time frames that's in confluence with this 1 hour and half hour bullish right here, this bullish area. Now, if it don't hold, then it's definitely going to sell off. Oops, let me fix that. Because remember, this MSB, that's the market structure. Like what, it's basically a change of character. Like it's changing direction. And if you were to look at it from like a 1 hour point of view, it went bearish right here, a break of structure. It went bearish. And then if you look at like the smaller time frame, it flipped this MSB. That's like where it changed character. So it went from bearish, came up, flipped, and went bullish, which is like this MSB here. This one is changing direction or changing character, whichever way. There's like so many different words for it. So this is valid for a bullish setup because it broke from bearish, flipped to bullish. So let's put a rectangle across that. It's probably not going to reach this far down today, but you never know with Trump markets. He might tweet something and shit just go crazy. So we're going to draw this order block where it flipped to bullish. And then break of structure is always a continuation. So we'll draw that one up too because it could tap into this one, come up, and then like struggle somewhere, probably like right here where it's at right now, retest that, and then come back down to retest the order block right beneath it. So we'll draw that up for now just to see what it looks like on the smaller time frame. If it don't look like a decent valid order block, like based off like a smaller time frame, we'll get rid of this box because I don't like to have the chart looking too cluttered. So we're just going to draw this up for now. We'll draw this order block up. Another half-hour order block. Which this is a pretty solid level to take either buys or sells from because right here, this is a previous session high. So rather break outside to the upside or break down to the downside, this is a strong area. So whichever one gains control around here, it'll be a nice position to take, whether it be buys or sells, or shorts or longs, which whatever you want to call it. Because this is a strong level here. Okay, so that's enough for the half hour. Let's look at the 15. So that 15-minute is within inside a half hour order block right here. This big blue box that we have right here. Let's shorten it down to the 15. That way we're getting like a more precise entry when it does come down to it. Because the smaller you make it on like the smaller time frame, right here, it'll start to give you like a more precise area from like the higher time frame. So before it looked like this from the half hour. And then if you go to like a smaller time frame, you got another order block within that order block. So you want to condense this down here. And then we also got this one here. Let's make that smaller. And that's the 15. Yeah, we're more than likely gonna be looking for longs. All the structure is bullish. So now let's look at the 5 minute. Let's bring that down to here. So it's probably going to blow through this one here, this order block, and target around here. It's now, let me see. Let me turn on like a fair value gaps. See what we got. And liquidity. Yeah. So if you look here, you got all this liquidity sitting inside this half-hour order block, 15-minute order block, and 5 minute order block, I believe. Yeah, right here. So you got all that liquidity inside this one order block here. So that'll be like the first area it should start to try to reverse from. Now, if it breaks below that, it's going to try to take out this because there's a gap right here. So let's adjust that back. Take this gap and let's do that. Because it likes to target gaps that have like a 1 hour or 4 hour liquidity sitting in it. So we'll put that there. Cover that. And then let me turn this off. Turn this on. Set this. And now we're good. Now we just wait for.
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah, what's up?
I didn't think you were gonna make it.
Someone said, yeah, no. Someone said my liquidity indicator looks always different than yours.
I don't know
Um,
why. My
maybe you're
settings.
on another chart. Maybe it's not the same chart.
I think I put my settings in the indicator room. As long as you got liquidity up there, it really shouldn't be off. It shouldn't be off by anything. Like mine should match what yours look like. Like the colors and stuff might be different, but the levels and stuff it should be the same. Because liquidity is liquidity. That shouldn't change. Why is this like that? No. Okay, so looks like it'll be a gap fill here at this previous day low, I believe. This is the low. I need to start marking it so I know what it is. I know that it's an important level. That's all I really need to know. But like for newer people and stuff that want to know exactly what these levels are, I really should start labeling it. But I do believe this is like a previous day low, and then this is a previous day high here, right here. Yeah, all you need to know is their key levels. Like if you draw your highs and lows and your previous highs and lows, as long as you got it like a color coded so you know which one is which, then that's all you really need. You don't need to label it, but if labeling it works for you, label it and just keep doing what works for you. I personally don't do it because I just know that it's a key level based off the color. Like I said, I color code it so I know what is which.
I'm just holding these longs since like yesterday, bro.
What's that US 30, right?
Yeah,
How are you doing that? You're using Forex prop firms, right?
yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, they let you swing trade.
yeah. You can hold overnight, just not
Yeah.
over the weekend.
They don't let you hold over the weekend?
Nah,
That's weird.
but I never do that because in the weekend there's always gonna be news,
Yeah, you don't
especially
it's
with Trump. Trump is
mhm.
gonna say some shit in the weekend, and then there's just a 1,000 pip gap down on Monday or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Nobody nobody's holding the weekend. So
By the way, the guy about the liquidity indicator said on the downside there's nothing on his chart.
like no, hold on. Let me go to mine real quick. Let me turn some of these off. Turn that off. So it's the alpha V the VWAP. Um Hold on, let me see what this is doing. Yeah, so we're probably gonna take out these highs right here and then sell off. But anyway, we still got time. Let me go to my settings. Uh, right here. So my settings, I have. Let's see. Like for inputs, this is disabled, so that's not important. This is like custom settings that I set for like the VWAP. This is basically like a mid-term trend, and then I have like another setting for like short term, but let's skip past that. And then here is like liquidity that's enabled, and then these are all checked. The width is 2, and then I just have my brightness turned almost to like 100. That's what your setting should be for your liquidity. And then right here, excuse me, where it says like intraday liquidity, the 1 hour and 4 hour should be enabled. Do you have like the 1 hour and 4 hour enabled for your liquidity? If not, that could be part of the problem.
He said his looks the exact same.
Like
Like
all
the
of the,
settings look the same, but on the chart it's different.
um, you might have to like delete the indicator and then like re-add it and then try putting your settings that way. See if that change anything. And if not, then I honestly don't know what's wrong with your. It could be based off of like what you're using too. Like I know some of the stuff on my laptop it does look a little different. Like if I'm on my phone or it's weird. So that could be part of the reason too. But yeah, try getting rid of the indicator and then re-adding it. See what that does. See if that helps. And if that don't help, then well, like I said, I honestly don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, let's turn that on. Maybe maybe we can long from here. I didn't notice this order block on a 5 minute. So let's put a rectangle across this one that left this MSB. Let's do that. And then hold on, let me go to regular candles real quick. I don't want to leave anybody out that use regular candles. So I remember somebody asked me about using them. So let's make this smaller. And then let's use the 3 minute. Let me go back to. So turn this off. Turn this on. So those, I think I explained about these the VWAP settings before. Was probably in our last live session. Um, the settings that I have on these two. because they're different. They're two different settings. It's like from this, like the Alpha VWAP, and then from the Scalper Pro. So I have like a short term for like short term trend settings right here. So these settings are different compared to these settings. And the reason I do that is because these are for like mid-term trend, and then like the other settings are for like shorter term. So like when the short-term trend crosses over like the mid-term trend, it's kind of like a strong indication that it wants to continue in that direction. So this skinnier one right here, I don't know if y'all can see that right here. The skinnier one is like the shorter term, and then like the thicker one, that's like the mid-term. So if it's both of them are red, it's a strong indication that it wants to continue down. If both of them are green, it's a strong indication that they both that the price wants to continue up. So I kind of had like custom settings for both of these, so that way it gives me like a double confirmation. So looking at those two VWAPs on like a half hour, see how it's green right here. So it's still overall bullish. But if you're looking at it on like a smaller time frame, it's bearish. So you want to wait for, hold on. It's starting to lag. You see how this one is flipping bearish, and then this one is still bullish here. You can avoid getting into like a position until this one flips red too on like the 5 minute. Those that's what the settings are specifically for, like the 5 minute, 15, and 30 minute. So you could kind of avoid getting into trades unless both of them are in like one direction. But what I was saying on like the half hour, if you look here, like you see how where it flattens out kind of right here at the bottom of this VWAP, and then the bottom right here. Let me zoom in. Now you don't have to do this. We're fine doing what we've been doing. This is just something that I added just to give me like some extra confirmation. You don't need these settings. I'm just explaining what this is because I know somebody might ask about it eventually. But you see how it kind of like it curved right here and then curved right here too. These areas, if you draw it up from a higher time frame standpoint, and then go to like a smaller time frame, you can see that support on like a smaller time frame right there. So even though, or even if this flips bearish, it's still overall bullish based off of the higher time frame. So this would be like an area of support based off of like a higher time frame. I know it's a little kind of confusing, but once you get used to using something like that for like higher time frame confluence, then it's really not that difficult. Like I said, you don't have to use that. This is just something that I decided to put on there myself.
Someone's asking for the Scalper Pro VWAP setting.
The
I don't
VWAP
know why,
settings.
but I think yeah.
Okay, I'll go to that real quick for you to see. These, like I said though, this is mainly used for like the 5 minute. These ones specifically. It does work on like the 15 too, but they're mainly for like the 5 minute. These are the settings for it. Because like I said, these are like short term trend. Those are the settings for it. So when you see like the 5 minute pushing past it, it's a it's a good indicator to have to continue in that direction based off the 5 minute. And then when you have like the higher time frame VWAP mixed in with there, then it's even higher confluence or probability that it's going to continue in that direction. You don't have to use it though. We've been profitable what we've been doing. You don't have to switch anything up. That's just something that I use sometimes. Let me, if we can break out of here with a strong candle that looks like, not with these wicks, that looks like that way with a flat bottom, then we could long from there. Um, let's see what the 1 hour looks like first. Yeah, we want the 1 hour to push through here with the body. Like you want the body to start pushing through there. If we can get a retracement back down here, we can probably enter in on the next one. So we'll probably sweep this liquidity and then reverse and retrace back down. So if it were to break through here, I gotta find a target. Let's use the $1. Let's see what we got on the 4 hour. There's nothing really. There's gaps to like the slow price down if it breaks through here, but there's nothing really to actually stop it from reaching here. Like there's no structure levels. So even if it did like tap into here, it would just reverse and retrace back down some, and then eventually it would make its way all the way up here. Let's see what we got on the. Oh, you know what? I don't even have my. Hold on. Let me turn this. There we go. That's why I wasn't seeing any structure levels. So, right here. This is where it would target. Turn that off. All right, now we just wait and see if we can get an entry. Um, Hold on, let me turn this back on real quick. Yeah, we're just waiting for hopefully buys around maybe this order block or this one. Let's go to the 5 minute and just wait. Did anybody take that breakout trade? Or you're still waiting for like a better setup? So I think we might be able to get in right here at this gap fill instead of price coming over because it might not make it all the way down here. Price does not always have to retrace to like the order blocks that you have drawn up right away. It could be tomorrow, it could be the day after, just whenever price feels like retracing. So you always gotta kind of find like different entries to use because it don't have to retrace to your order block right away. Like this order block that I just tapped into, this one was made I think a week ago maybe. Let me see. Right here was the start of it. Oh, this one was actually made on Monday. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, see, it took a day to return back to this order block. So it don't have to return to your order block right away. So you just find like different entries or keep them in mind. Keep like different point of interest areas where you could possibly take a buy or sell from. So yeah, I think the RSI just needs to cool down a little bit, give us a little bit of retracement. But the 1 hour, it's still got a lot of room to run. The smaller time frames are already at like 70 and 80. So it's due for a pullback. And then the 1 hour, it's still got room all the way up until like 70 something or 80 something before it starts to pull back on there. See what the 1 hour looks like. So once this 1 hour closes, we're gonna adjust this line to this MSB that I just made. Actually, we could do that now because it looks like it's gonna close bullish. So we'll adjust that to there. And then if we look at it on the 5 minute, we got that the VWAP or this gap that we can use for entry. Volume looks like it's flipping bullish. See what the 4 hour looks like. Yeah, so at this point, we're just waiting for a pullback to take longs from some area. So if it don't end up giving us a pullback, our next entry where we would take would be here, like a break above here, and then we will put our stop below this order block if it doesn't give a pullback. Yeah, that's a lot of volume right there. This one candle, and this is the 1 hour. So we might not get a pullback. So at least not now. So like I said, we'll enter with a break above here, and then we'll have to put our stop somewhere around this order block here. What's today? Tuesday, right? You know what? I didn't even check to see where's there any news.
Was there was no news,
No
I
news
think.
today. Yeah, no, I'm looking right now on my phone. There's no news today. Tomorrow, there's flash manufacturing, the PMI. So to the Tuesdays usually take a little bit to get a decent setup. I notice around like 10:30 or 11, it usually gives like a decent setup after market. Like it's like a half hour after like the 10 o'clock, half hour to an hour. So we might be sitting here for a little bit waiting. Let me see. Let's see what gold looks like while we're waiting. Yeah, gold is bearish. So NQ, US 30, and like the S&P, that should be bullish. So this always does the opposite of what those do. Not always, but most of the time. Let's see. Wow. Are you still in your longs right now?
Yeah.
Damn, how long you planning on holding it?
I don't know. Till the TP gets in, man. But I took off like half. I took off like half of it yesterday.
No. Alright, so let's look at regular candles. Maybe we can use this order block to take longs. Alright, if this one closed bullish, we can take longs. Alright, so let's Do 3. We'll put our stop. Let's do 500.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
And then we'll just target liquidity right here. $18,305. And that'll be almost 1,500. All right, so we got stopped out there. So I want to wait for a retracement, even though I think it's going to keep pushing up. It's moving like a little too quick, like to get a decent entry right here. So we'll wait for like a retracement to take it long. Look, stopped us out and went right in our direction to target this liquidity here. So let me take that off.
Yeah, I'm back.
Huh?
Did you take longs yet?
I did. I got stopped
Did you
out.
take any longs yet?
I got stopped out of the first
No,
one.
what?
Yeah, then I couldn't. It moved too
How did you get?
fast for me. I had a $500 stop
Uh,
loss.
okay. This shit is only going up, bro.
I know. That's why. That's why I was only looking for longs, but and that's why I don't use stop losses.
Did like
It hit the stop loss and instantly
my
went up.
my
So
trade is at like almost 1,000 pips.
damn.
What the fuck, bro?
So
That's crazy. I'm gonna hold this till like 18 hour, bro.
I think let me see.
Why did you not hold?
Who me?
You
I
could
got
have just
stopped
holded
out.
that. No, no. Someone in the chat made like 1K, but he closed like after 2 minutes.
That's good
You
though.
trailed your
That's
stop loss to close. Uh,
profit is profit.
that's very true.
So we're gonna take one more trade. I want an entry right here. They'll give
Yeah,
us like the
yeah.
best entry right here, but I don't see that happening. At least not until like later on in the
It
day.
might just go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might just keep going up for now.
So what we'll do is
I'm gonna hop back in with 15 lots. This guy. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't
boy,
do that.
what's going on in the chat? Anybody else take any trades? What y'all got here?
Yeah, Ali took some longs, I think.
So they can't get the purple candle. We'll I'll show you how to do the purple candles. British Knight. I'll show you how to do that. Probably not right now, but yeah, I'll definitely show you. Oh, okay. All right, back to the charts. Damn, camera just pushed down. So, let's try to get another long set up. Maybe around this order block here.
You might get the correction here. It looks like
Yeah,
it's gonna make a correction here.
yeah, but I think like the next half hour candle is just gonna come in bullish right after, like after this one close. Like it's gonna give it like a pullback, some room to breathe, and then like the next one that comes in is probably just gonna continue bullish.
Yeah, your mic is lagging a bit.
You said what?
Oh, your microphone is just lagging a bit.
It's probably because I have my headset halfway off my ears.
Yeah, Ellie, the IRS is gonna come and get you if you make too much money, bro. Soon you'll have to leave your house, bro. If you make too much money, they're gonna accuse you from like human trafficking and stuff. You know that. That's how the government works, man.
All right, if we can get
We can always move to Dubai, and I wouldn't move to Dubai, bro. Fuck you, man. They're gonna try to Matrix attack me, yeah, but then you at least gotta have like 25 million, and then they will try to shut you down. There was this e-commerce guy from the Netherlands, and he's in jail now too. It's like a Andrew Tate 2.0 situation. Or this one, it's for like drugs or some shit. They're accusing him of bringing like 2 kilos of coke into Dubai on a private jet.
Yeah. If we close back outside of this box, I'll take longs. So we got a higher low here.
Someone
All right.
said we have 2 female traders in the group. Shout out to them. You have to check them out, see how they're doing. They may be killing it in silence. I think there's more than 2 females in there. Let me check the list. Because I think there's more. There's more than 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 females in there.
It's always good to diverse, have one of each, one of each race too. So I think we can take longs from. Hold on, let me go to here. Take longs with a bullish close right here. I just need more volume. I'm not seeing enough volume here. There we go. So we're right here. Let's do 3 again.
British Night, there's 38 people in there. But I can't advertise in Gamify anymore. Because they're gonna ban me.
We'll do
And
our
that's
take.
just stupid now, because like the server's inactive, but like the moderator DM'd me though, if you advertise one more time, I'm gonna ban you. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? It's not like you're doing anything in the server. Like people pay it for that shit, and you just let them suffer. You don't help them out. And then when there is someone helping them out for free, it's banned or something. Like, I don't know.
So there's your money made
Yeah.
back right there. If from the first trade we lost, you made your money back. We're targeting this area here, this 18,300. You could start trailing your stop. Your stop would be right beneath this yellow line, this 18,260. It'll be right below there. So you're risking 400 to make 2,000. And you can take profit whenever you want to take profit. You don't have to hold for full TP, but I think it's going to hit. So we'll do that, and then we'll make our money back plus 1,500 because we lost 500 on the first one. So if this one hits, we'll be up 1,500, and then this good enough for today. That'll be our two trades. You could take profit now if you want to, but we're in a good bullish trend. So I think it'll hit full TP. And actually, you can adjust that to this liquidity here and get yourself an extra 300 for a full TP. So, yeah, we'll just hold and wait and see. Like I said, you don't have to hold for the full take profit level because you already made your money back plus some. If it hits 2K, I'll
Full
close.
port.
I already
Full port.
I full ported my take profit trader account last night, so it's no sense of me trying to make extra on something that I can't make extra on. It was just an eval. I already hit my daily goal, the target, the 50%, so I can't do nothing else on that one there. And then London session, I made like 900 on my personal account. You really could add like a couple more contracts if you want, because like I said, we're in a good trend. So I'm gonna add three more. What the hell? Oh, we'll leave it where it is. I don't like that it's struggling right here, but if I look on the higher time frame, this is bullish. So even though the 1 minute is struggling, we still got right here bullish, breaking right through this gap right here. So we'll just hold. You don't have to hold for 4 TP. Like I said, if you took this second trade, you already made your money back plus more. So this next 5 minute candle should push us into take profit right here, RTP. This is what gets people in the evals what are the funded accounts with the take profit trader because we're up almost 2,000. I think it was up like 1,600, and it retraced all the way back down here. So that trailing drawdown would have like stopped it out and disabled your account. That's what gets people. It's that shit like that.
When you need a new mic, yeah, his mic is not the best, I'd say.
I will. I'll get one eventually. Long ass trade. God damn. All right, that one was a stop out too. If you didn't take profit at 1600, then that's really on you. But with the second one was stopped out at 400. First one was 500. So two losses. Second one could have been a winner if you took profit. And I do think it's going to continue to go up. That's kind of why, like I said, I don't really like using stop losses because it will tag the stop loss, and then it'll go right in your direction. So I'm gonna start getting rid of these levels now. Unless y'all want these. Hold on. Let me take this box off. Just in case you're still trading, like if you decide to keep trading past two trades. Um, right here, as long as we're above this 18,262, as long as we're above that, we're going to continue to be bullish and probably target. Let's see what we got. Oh, excuse me. We're going to target this order block. Maybe not today, but overall, right here, this 18,509. As long as we stay above this area here, we're going to continue bullish. But if it pulls back and close below it, right about here, is probably where you'll end up on the day. It's 18,173 if we close below here. So just keep these key levels in mind. And then from there, you're just looking for anything to target for longs. Anything above here, this 18,264. Anything above that, you're just looking for like liquidity, gaps, or whatever, as long as we're above that. And anything below here, you're going to be looking for something like this to target, this 18,171. If it breaks that, you're going to be looking to target this 18,115. Anything below that, it's pretty much a free fall down to here. It's 18,040. All right, hopefully y'all took profits in that second trade. You would have made your money back plus a lot more. I'm gonna jump on here because I think there was some question somebody asked. I don't remember. Um, What'd you lose it on? The longs that we were just in? Said you lost your account. The longs was profitable. You just have to take profit. Did you Schmickel, did you get your 200 that you needed to make? Oh, okay. It happens though. You win some, you lose some. You still got a profitable strategy, so you can make that account. You can make the account back. You didn't take the longs that we were in, Schmickel? That would have been your 200 plus more.
Not yet, John.
Yeah, yeah. You can make that back easily. What happened? Oh, from an earlier trade. Okay. Yeah, but the second trade that we took though, that would have put you over your 200 plus more. I thought I called it earlier enough for people to get in. Maybe not. Oh, you know what? I'm still recording. Let me turn